black men are the white people of black people.
Charlie Kirk said black men like you were better off during slavery. Do you agree with him?
Now listen, 100%. You don't understand black history, and you don't understand what Charlie was saying. Listen, after slavery, there was an explosion of success in the black community. We had Black Wall Street. We were married to the women we had children with. Black people had a tremendous amount of success. Our success was growing faster than white people during that period of time. Now look at us.
Yeah, now look at you. All the progress people of color have made over the last few decades, and you're over here doing your best to set them back. Officer Tatum, what a pathetic bootlicker you are. I'm sure we're going to see plenty of memes in the comments of what you really are. Charlie Kirk said black men were better off during slavery, and you agreed. Well, why don't you agree to be a slave right now for 1 week? Be someone's slave if it's so much better.
You don't understand black history, and you don't understand what Charlie was saying. Listen, after slavery, there was an explosion of success in the black community. We had Black Wall Street. We were married to the women we had children with.
He said, you don't understand black history. He said, you don't understand black history, while defending a racist that said that black people were better off during slavery and segregation. And then the example he used during those times of successful black people was Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma. A city that was burned down to the ground because white people did not like seeing black people be successful. He used a perfect example of why we were not better off during those days, and then said that we don't understand black history. That is black conservatism in a nutshell.
I didn't know who that Officer Tatum dude was a few months ago, but I've seen his clips circulating around. That's a generational level of self-hate. I don't think Slugs hate Salt as much as he hates black people. In the clips I've seen, anything that advocates for black people, you can just see the rage fester in his body before he speaks. His instinct is to nip it in the bud. I thought Jason Whitlock hated black people. That Officer Tatum dude, he's setting a new bar for sure.
Officer Tatum constantly regurgitates white supremacist talking points. I mean, if you close your eyes and just heard him talk, you would think he's absolutely some redneck out in Alabama or Mississippi somewhere. This dude is a cancer to the black community. He's actually a cancer to American society, because having somebody like him who constantly validates white supremacist ideology is dangerous.
Hi guys, my name is Kelvin, and you're welcome back to the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, gather around because what I'm about to break down is pure theater, pure calculation, and pure self-betrayal. A black man sits in front of a camera, gets asked a loaded question about Charlie Kirk, supposedly saying black men like him were better off during slavery, and without hesitation, he hits them with a loud, clear 100%. Then he starts talking about Black Wall Street, marriage rates, and how black people were supposedly exploding with success. After slavery, you hear that? He answered a question about during slavery by pivoting to after slavery. He didn't even listen. He just gave the answer he thought the clip would reward, and the internet lost its mind. Reaction channels called him a bootlicker, a self-hating sellout, a cancer to the community. They're not wrong about the optics, but the real story is even uglier than the insults. Because while Tatum is out here nodding along to a distorted claim for engagement, he seems to have completely forgotten one very basic historical fact. If black people were still enslaved the way that question framed it, Tatum wouldn't be making reaction content. He would be dead. Dead for dating a white woman. Dead for sleeping with a white woman. Dead for even looking too long the wrong way. Emmett Till was lynched in 1955 for allegedly whistling at a white woman. That was 90 years after slavery ended. Imagine the punishment if the system of chattel slavery was still intact, and a black man was openly partnered with a white woman the way Tatum is today. He traded the brutal reality of his own ancestors' history for ad dollars and algorithm juice. He said the thing that would make the clip explode, then tried to walk it back with history he only half understood. And that, right there, is the real scandal. Let's get into it.
Secret Service Sam here with a message about people like Officer Tatum, the Hodge twins, black men who make money off white fragility. And you have to understand, they are just using black atrocities to make money and to appeal to the MAGAs, the Fox crowd, the white racist people who love to hang on to one black man willing to validate all of their racist views. And that is exactly what Officer Tatum does. He is literally the definition of a race baiter. That's the irony, is he calls everybody else a race baiter, makes it about race, but you have to understand, when you are in the minority, we don't see anybody white in his comments. Go look at Officer Tatum. Go look at the Hodge twins. Go look at any of these corny ass content creators who played a white racist and show me more than one black person in their comments. I challenge you to find.
Officer Tatum is a coon in 4K. I hope y'all enjoyed the entertainment of this fool. Maybe y'all will take heed to your grandmother's line when she says all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Your grandmama was right. We have always had this issue in the black community. It goes back to Malcolm X's breakdown of the house Negro and the field Negro. It goes back even further than that. Every culture has its group of cowards. And that's what Officer Tatum is. A coward, AKA a coon in 4K. I love you, black man. I love you, black woman. Knowledge is power. Power to the people.
Charlie Kirk said black men like you were better off during slavery. Do you agree with him?
Now listen, 100%. You don't understand black history, and you don't understand what Charlie was saying. Listen, after slavery, there was an explosion of success in the black community. We had Black Wall Street. We were married to the women we had children with. Black people had a tremendous amount of success. Our success was growing faster than white people during that period of time. Now look at us.
Yeah, now look at you. All the progress people of color have made over the last few decades, and you're over here doing your best to set them back. Officer Tatum, what a pathetic bootlicker you are. I'm sure we're going to see plenty of memes in the comments of what you really are. Charlie Kirk said black men were better off during slavery, and you agreed. Well, why don't you agree to be a slave right now for 1 week? Be someone's slave if it's so much better. He said after slavery, there was an explosion of success in the black community. Yeah, you're right. Keywords. After slavery, not during slavery. Moron. Black people who worked hard for themselves were able to accomplish a lot rather than working hard for someone else. You said the success of black people was growing faster than white people, and you brought up Black Wall Street. Yeah, you're right. Now, can you please tell us, Uncle Ruckus, what happened to Black Wall Street? Does the Tulsa Massacre ring a bell? The people you defend burned down Black Wall Street. There were so many successful black towns that were torn apart by the same people that you're working for. Does this look familiar? This is Lake Lanier in Georgia, and it used to be a successful black community. They were drowned out again by the people that you support. Officer Tatum, you could be the biggest sellout in the whole country. What a sorry-ass excuse for a man. For a racist white person to say this shit is just evil. And with a person of color saying the shit that you're saying? Holy shit! I think you just clearly proved that Charlie Kirk was a racist and white supremacist. People, let Brandon Tatum know what you...
Secret Service Sam here with a message about people like Officer Tatum, the Hodge twins, black men who make money off white fragility. And you have to understand, they are just using black atrocities to make money and to appeal to the MAGAs, the Fox crowd, the white racist people who love to hang on to one black man willing to validate all of their racist views. And that is exactly what Officer Tatum does. He is literally the definition of a race baiter. That's the irony, is he calls everybody else a race baiter, makes it about race, but you have to understand, when you are in the minority, we don't see anybody white in his comments. Go look at Officer Tatum. Go look at the Hodge twins. Go look at any of these corny ass content creators who played a white racist and show me more than one black person in their comments. I challenge you to find that on any one of their videos, on any one of their posts. And they're always the first to say, let's not make this about race, because that comforts white racist people. And then they get a huge crowd because of the way they're willing to speak, because it's not a majority of black people who think like that at all. Most black people in America can acknowledge and understand from their own experience how racist our justice system is and America is. For the reason that you never see a white woman being pulled out of her car and slammed to the ground. For the reason you don't see white women get followed around shopping mall stores because they're being accused of stealing. It's all there, but these sell out your souls black men content creators. I'm sure there's women too. Candace Owens used to do that before she got on a different lane. But they're all the same. And all you white racist people need to notice, ask yourself, why is it only white people in the comment section, right? If this black man telling you about these things, why aren't other black people agreeing with it? Ask yourself that. And Officer Tatum and the Hodge twins and anybody else I'm forgetting, they are disgusting and disgraceful. And it's Samuel L. Jackson in Django Unchained. You know that? That's what they're doing.
Charlie Kirk said black men like you were better off during slavery. Do you agree with him?
Now listen, 100%. 100%.
You believe 100%?
Now what?
100%?
Wait,
You were
after
better off-
slavery, let me
you're
explain,
saying
because
you would
maybe
be
you don't
better
know
off
black history.
during slavery.
No, you don't understand black history, and you don't understand what Charlie was saying. Listen, after slavery, there was an explosion of success in the black community. We had Black Wall Street. We were married to the women we had children with. Black people had a tremendous amount of success. Our success was growing faster than white people during that period of time. Now look at us. Now go look at any inner city in this country, and you see people getting murdered every weekend. The leading cause of murders in this country is by black people. Violent crimes, black people.
Let me tell you something. Tatum represents the sellout of all sellouts. I challenge Tatum to have a conversation with me now, because I will obliterate him on him. What he's saying is that it's better when we were policed by white people because we can't police ourselves. But then he said we had the greatest cities, education, and marriage after we were free from that police or free from that slave master. What he's not talking about is the Jim Crow, the barrel of laughs, the integration that we tried to do that was a failure, the constant attacks by white people to black people, Planned Parenthood, redlining, all the things that the white man put in place to destroy black people because we were free. And when you oppress the people, the Bible says oppression make a wise man mad. And because we're an oppressed people, now he wants to make it seem like it's our fault. But when we were separated and allowed to build without the slave master over our back, we built the greatest cities. And really, the white man was jealous. If Tatum had heart, he would have said the white man's jealousy continued white supremacy. But he won't say that.
Hey, what's good? So, listen, Officer Brandon Tatum, you are showing your true colors. And I'm not talking about the colors on the outside of your skin. I'm talking about you showing your true internal colors. You are obviously on the other side, on the other team. You are playing a dangerous game, brother. I can tell you that right now. You're playing a very dangerous game. I know you work for Turning Point. I know you work for Charlie Kirk and Turning Point. That's no secret. Everybody knows that. But brother, you are playing a very dangerous game. And I can assure you it's not going to turn out well for you. So what you might want to do at this point is just stand back. Stand back and wait for the facts.
Black men are the white people of black people. We are the entitled, largely uneducated, flamboyantly problematic group that offers that everyone else is the problem but us. We think that we should be the leaders of the black community without actually taking responsibility for negative things that happen within the black community. We offer that it is everyone else's fault that things don't work but ours. It's society not respecting the black man. It's the black woman not respecting the black man. It's the feminization of the black man. It's the masculinization of the black woman. It is the black woman choosing the wrong black man. It's the LGBTQ plus community trying to indoctrinate the black man. Everybody else's fault but ours. And if anyone steps outside the pocket to remind us in any way, shape, or form that we might be able to do better, then they're bashing black men. And don't get me wrong, things are hard for us as black men, but that doesn't give us the right to pretend like things aren't hard for other people. Like we don't make things hard for other people. That's what white people do.
Yo, who the fuck is Officer Tatum? I think somebody is literally paying that man to say the shit he's saying. Cause ain't no way, bro. Y'all gotta stop this shit, man. For real, like. This man came out of nowhere. Since the Nolan Wells situation started, all of a sudden now there's a nigga named Officer Tatum that's all over the place trying to sway the minds of everybody to say that he's basically trying to make it seem like everybody's innocent who was involved with Nolan Wells, and he's going to try to sway the minds of people to make it look like Nolan Wells did it himself. It's all his fault. We need to stop blaming the people he was with. It's not them, it was him. At the end of this whole situation, he's going to try to make everybody put the blame on Nolan Wells and say that Nolan Wells caused his own death. Because who is this nigga? Yo, the nigga came out of nowhere. It's like they just dropped him out the sky, said, here, sway the minds of everybody and make everybody put the blame on Nolan Wells. Like, are we not seeing this shit? Where he came from? Where did he come from? He was not a part of this whole situation since the shit started, and he just came out of nowhere now doing interviews with the friends of Nolan Wells, trying to, like, what is he trying to do? From what I've seen with all the stuff that's going on with him, everything with him so far is making it out to look like everybody's innocent and it was all Nolan Wells' fault. But I mean, that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. Anytime there's a situation where a colored person loses their life to somebody else that's non-colored, that's somebody that's white or something, they always do that. They do that all the time. They always try to put the blame on the black person and make it seem like he was the one responsible for his own death. They do that shit all the time. They did it with George Floyd. They do it with Trayvon Martin. They do it all the time.
So, if you have been following this whole Nolan Wells situation lately, you know, there's been a lot of developments like within the last week. So if you've really, really been paying attention, then you know about Officer Tatum. I've known about Officer Tatum for a long time because he's a tap dancing fucking raccoon. And I can't even begin to tell you how much I hate this guy. And I'm using his word. I'm not using it lightly. I mean, I fucking hate his guts. I hate this guy. So, but anyway, he's been running around here acting like, basically playing defense for the white boys that were with Nolan Wells, right? And he is like, he went out and he did interviews with them. He's going around doing, going around the talk show circuit. He's going anywhere that they can take him to play defense for the white boys, right? And so I have a theory why he's doing this. Even if those boys are found to be involved with Nolan Wells' death, what Officer Tatum is doing that doesn't even matter. The bigger thing that he's trying to do is Officer Tatum is auditioning. He wants to be America's next top coon. And even though I'm making a joke about that, it's very lucrative to be a coon. Like Candace Owens used to be America's top coon. And now she's been, moving away, and they don't kind of fell out with her because she's been coming after Erica Kirk. So Candace Owens used to be their top coon, and now they don't sort of fell out with her. Now they need somebody to replace her. And I'm telling you, Officer Tatum is applying to be America's next top coon, because even if he's wrong, completely wrong about these boys, and these boys were involved with Nolan Wells, it doesn't even matter, because what the racist whites will see is they will see Officer Tatum out here running interference, playing defense, doing everything in his power. And let me tell you, this guy is going so hard. He's going harder for these white boys than the blatant racists to do. I mean, he is just going all out for these white boys. But it has nothing. I mean, yes, he's trying to. It ain't a white man he won't lick. But the bigger thing that he's trying to do is he's auditioning. He wants to be the top coon. He wants to be their top coon. So anytime they need for somebody to come out here and talk shit about black people, he's going to be their go-to guy. And that's what he's auditioning for.
Let's get the facts straight so nobody can pretend this is complicated. Charlie Kirk never said black people were better off under slavery. In that Jubilee debate, he was talking about the 1940s under Jim Crow, lower crime, stronger families, rapid relative progress, while still calling the subjugation of that era evil. Viral edits swapped in the word slavery and stripped the context. That distortion is what got fed to Tatum. Tatum didn't push back on the distortion, and he said 100%. Then he started listing achievements that happened after emancipation, Black Wall Street, rising marriage rates to the mothers of their children, economic metrics that for a time closed the gap faster than white progress. All of that is post-slavery. All of that happened under freedom, under struggle, under legal discrimination that was still lighter than the whip and the auction block. So, when the question is better off during slavery, and your answer is 100%, followed by stories from after slavery, you are not clarifying. You are dodging. You are feeding the exact narrative the reaction machines want, so they can call you a traitor and rake in the views. And the irony is thick enough to choke on. Tatum invokes Black Wall Street as proof of black excellence under adversity, fine. But Black Wall Street was burned to the ground in 1921 by a white mob. That massacre happened because black people had built something under freedom, not under chains. Under slavery, there was no Greenwood District. There were no black millionaires in Tulsa. There was property, human property. He points to family structure and relative success in the decades after slavery as evidence that things were somehow preferable. But the preference he's nodding at is the preference for a time when the law still treated black people as second-class citizens, not as livestock. Conflating the two is either ignorance or deliberate provocation. Now, layer on the personal reality he seems to have forgotten. Tatum dates, lives with, and publicly presents a white partner. In the world of chattel slavery that the original question invoked, that relationship would not have been a lifestyle choice. It would have been a death sentence. White men raped black women with near total impunity. A black man caught in a consensual relationship with a white woman faced castration, lynching, or worse. The historical record is not subtle about this. Emmett Till's murder is the modern cautionary tale people still remember. That was in 1955. The further back you go into actual slavery, the more absolute the racial hierarchy becomes. Tatum's current life would have been impossible. He would not be free to make content, free to choose his partner, free to profit from controversy. He would be property or a corpse. So, when a man in that exact position answers 100% to a question about black men being better off during slavery, then pivots to post-slavery progress, what is he actually doing? He is performing for the algorithm. He is giving the clip what it needs to go viral. He is saying the words that guarantee rage clicks from both sides. And in the process, he is treating his own ancestors' suffering like content fodder. This is not brave truth-telling. This is not nuanced history. This is a man who heard the word slavery, saw the engagement potential, and decided the accurate distinction between slavery and the Jim Crow era was less important than the soundbite. He is deliberately causing tension. He knows the difference between during and after. He chose the answer that collapses the two so the outrage machine can run. Then he hides behind the real data points, marriage rates, entrepreneurship, relative gains, as if that erases the fact that he affirmed the wrong premise first. The reaction videos that call him a race baiter, validating white supremacists, are messy and hyperbolic, but they are reacting to a real choice he made. He could have said, Kirk never claimed that, and the question is dishonest. He could have said, no, slavery was hell, and here's the actual argument about post-emancipation trends. Instead, he gave them the 100% and let the internet do the rest. That is not solidarity with Black history. That is monetizing Black history. That is trading the memory of people who had no legal right to their own children, no legal right to literacy, no legal right to refuse a white man's demand for the chance to trend. If the metrics of the early 20th century were stronger in some areas, debate those metrics honestly. Cite the crime data, the family structure data, the wealth accumulation data. Do not answer a slavery question with a post-slavery lecture and pretend you clarified anything. Because the moment you say 100% to better off during slavery, you have already told the audience what kind of conversation this is going to be. Everything after that is damage control dressed up as history. And the man doing the damage control is living a life that slavery would have ended with a rope or a bullet. So remember this the next time the clip comes across your feed. Tatum didn't just misspeak. He answered the distorted question first, and only later tried to shift the ground. He invoked Black excellence that existed because slavery had ended, while nodding along to a claim about the period when it had not. And he did it while living a personal reality that the system he half endorsed would have killed him for. That is not courage. That is not truth-seeking. That is content strategy wearing the mask of historical insight. Spouting off before listening to the facts is both shameful and foolish. Trading your ancestors' actual history for ad revenue is worse. Watch the original exchange. Watch the Kirk clip in full context. Then decide for yourself whether 100% was a clarification or a calculated performance. Because the difference between those two things is the difference between discussion and degradation. I'll leave it there.